Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the reading. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. I want to let you know that for this specific reading video, there actually was a previous reading that I posted 8 hours ago. And I said in that reading video that I would be using the end of that reading as a starting point for this one. So always, of course, use your own intuition. But if you feel guided to it, it might make sense to listen to that first reading for context. And if so, I will be leaving a link to that in the description box underneath this video. But for some of you, maybe there is just a message that you need to hear in this specific video. So of course, your intuition always knows the way. It is the compass of your life experience here on planet Earth in all things. And it's my goal through these readings to simply help to connect you more consciously with what your intuition already knows. So with that being said, only take the messages from this reading that do resonate with you in that intuitive space within yourself and leave the rest here. So I am going to start by shuffling the traditional tarot cards because this is the deck that we were using at the end of that previous reading video. So what can I channel about the divine feminine and the divine masculine energies that came out in that first reading? Do keep in mind as well that when I use these labels, divine feminine and divine masculine, these are used to describe energy dynamics. So the messages could apply to your internal divine masculine or divine feminine because we all have a balance of each, or to some external person or situation. It's also completely possible that the energies are actually reversed in your personal situation. While I'm shuffling as well, if you would like to contribute your energy in a stronger way, I do recommend liking the video and subscribing to the channel because these are forms of energetic transference that do tend to allow me to pick up more easily on your energy and channel more specifically for you. Okay, so here right away we have the 8 of Swords, but in the reverse position. Wow, so I'm hearing something about the solar plexus, someone's sense of self, their sense of identity, their sense of self-worth, fighting the system, lost in the system, fighting maybe a father figure. They may have had some kind of a father figure they tended to clash with in some sense. That won't be for everyone. This person may have a boss that they're clashing with. I'm just getting some dominant masculine sort of figure that may have been domineering over them or controlling over them. This may have just been in general the system, as we say. Maybe they felt really controlled, restricted, or limited by their work environment. This may even be a relationship that felt very controlling of them. And whatever this thing is, they are escaping from it, taking control of the situation by taking action to remove themselves or to separate from this person or thing. This is really taking me back to that previous reading where we talked about how this masculine is letting go of some kind of dynamic that was very unstable or making them very unhappy. This, again, could have been a divorce, as I said in that reading, a separation romantically. This also could be just leaving a job, leaving something in their life. Something about it does feel very sudden. It feels like them suddenly just walking away, suddenly taking control of the situation and leaving, suddenly feeling as though they've had enough is what I'm getting here. And this has something to do with their self-worth. They may have built their sense of self-worth or self-confidence. I'm hearing something about you has boosted this person's confidence to the point of feeling like they can just walk away from this person or thing. But there's something very subtle about how you boosted this person's confidence. It's almost like it happened just because your souls are so connected. And when you shifted into your own empowerment, your own self-confidence, this naturally inspired and uplifted this person because of that soul connection. This is definitely someone that I feel there is a potential soulmate or twin flame connection with, although of course, only you can know for sure what kind of connection this is for you. And just because there is that underlying soul connection doesn't necessarily mean that in the physical 3D world, it's what you choose to connect with or what is even necessarily healthy for you in the moment, because there can be what I've recently been calling like a soul tie, but there can be kind of interfering surface level energies within a soulmate connection or within a twin flame connection that can create intensity, that can drain us, that can create obsession. And sometimes those dynamics have to be released or walked away from in order to leave the potential space for that deeper underlying soul connection to fully reveal itself in a sense. I feel, with the Seven of Pentacles reversed, it's almost like not finishing what they started here, some kind of like cycle or project or relationship that they suddenly drop or suddenly walk away from without fully finishing or feeling as though they're meeting their human commitments to that person or thing. But it's like they've just built their confidence to a certain level and suddenly feel as though they've had enough. And this whole while, you're coming up here as the Empress and the Six of Cups, which is actually how you came up in the first reading as well. This is just a little bit of a nod energetically in the cards to the messages that already came up in that first reading, really defining you there as this Empress energy, as someone who's very creative. I'm hearing something about being in harmony with nature. I'm seeing someone walking barefoot in nature. For some reason throughout this whole reading, I keep getting this mantra that creativity keeps you in balance, or creating keeps you in balance. This might be a message from one of your spirit guides letting you know that if you're feeling a bit stuck, a bit stagnant, feeling a bit off in your body, or whatever the case is, off emotionally as well, that it might be beneficial to pour that energy or your focus into something creative that really lights you up. For some reason, I'm hearing daily creation. So maybe this is a sign for you to really carve out a time and space during the day where you can be creative. I'm hearing freely, where you can allow yourself, and that's really a key, to freely express however you are wanting to create. And again, that could be so powerful for energetically keeping you in balance. I'm seeing at times that because you are so empathic, it's almost like you are this sponge energetically, and you soak up all of this energy throughout the day, emotional energy from others, from media you consume. And there has to be that like squeezing out of the sponge, for lack of better metaphor here. And that squeezing out of the sponge is like when you create, when you pour that energy into something, it's like you transmute it within yourself and create things that are so powerful and resonant. But also that process of creation is actually essential to keeping your own energy in balance. And you probably notice this, whoever I'm speaking to, when you look back on your past, because times where you weren't allowing yourself that space to create, especially that daily space, even if it is just 5 minutes, 10 minutes that you can dedicate to whatever you consider to be your craft, you're creating, whether that's music, writing, visioning, building a business, whatever it is for you personally. I feel that times in your life where you haven't allowed yourself that space, you can reflect and see that it's almost like the energy becomes oversaturated in your being, and it can actually lead you to feel imbalanced emotionally, mentally, or physically. Now, of course, I'm not a doctor, so always consult a medical professional with any physical feelings or symptoms, etc. But these kinds of energetic oversaturations, when you don't have an outlet or you don't allow yourself to utilize that personal outlet to release that energy, can actually create kind of an energetic buildup that can be very disorienting, very overwhelming. Anyway, that was really a bit of a side message, but I hope that reached whoever needed to hear it. I'm hearing something about flowers here. I'm also getting the words organized and step. So someone might, especially following this full moon, feel guided to get really organized when it comes to outlining steps, practical but inspired steps towards making some kind of vision a reality. And I'm hearing focus on what's working and allow that to be your guide. I don't know who this is for, but this might be in general in your life. We do have a tendency just through evolutionary programming as humans to fixate on the negatives, to focus on what we consider to be not working and try to fix it. It's kind of just human nature, but I'm hearing this message of controlling your mind by focusing on what is going right for you, what is working for you, because I'm hearing you prime the system for the things that feel like they're not working when you're feeding what is working with your thoughts, with your energy, even with your action. So this could be in general in your life. You might be really called to shift your focus to the things about your life that you love, that do feel aligned for you, that are quote unquote working for you at the moment. And in this focus on those positives or moving in those directions, it's almost like you prime the pump in a sense for the things that feel kind of stuck. I'm also getting this could apply more narrowly, more specifically to a specific project or goal where you have some big grand goal, idea, vision. And the way that you could be inspired to break it down into steps is to really look at what you know can work to get you to the next level, to the next step, so to speak. Even if those things seem small, it's like if you know doing certain things towards that vision will bring some movement or bring some result, then allowing yourself to be inspired in those directions and to allow that progress to really feed on itself here. I know that was such a random message. Again, I feel that for whatever reason, your spirit guides, your higher self, whatever forces you connect with are really making their way through this specific reading. But of course, I want to shift back into this masculine who's been coming up here with the Empress and the Six of Cups, which I said we also pulled in the last reading. This represents you being in that stance of surrender we describe. It's funny, my voice just cracked a moment ago, and I've been having this kind of like throat chakra activation happening today that I know many of you might be experiencing as well. It's almost like something is clearing out of the throat chakra, so to speak. And it's associated with this full moon energetic upgrade that we've been undergoing. So that could also represent, it's almost like this specific person is clearing their throat to say something to you, to speak something. You really connect with this person's heart space because both the Empress and the Six of Cups are sitting on the heart space. But for some reason, they're feeling in this hanged man energy, feeling uncertain, feeling like they're lacking direction. Maybe they don't know where this connection is going to go, and they're kind of like reaching for this solid, concrete knowing of exactly where things are going to go between the two of you or how it's going to work out, when their spirit, their higher self, is really pushing them just to surrender into their heart and to allow their heart to lead them here into radical action with the Knight of Swords, this very fast-moving energy without really knowing or needing to know in a concrete way exactly when or how things are going to play out. I feel almost like they're seeking this sense of certainty from you or from this connection because they're worried about getting their heart broken or they're worried about being rejected. But the thing is, this is meant to be a spiritual lesson to teach this person how to overcome that fear of having their heart broken by keeping their heart open, fearlessly, boldly, not being afraid to lean into their heart, to follow the flow of this connection where it's leading them to take those actions, even if they don't make logical sense. And some of those actions that they're supposed to be guided to right now as well are very radical. They're very fast moving and they're feeling that sense of push. They're feeling that sense of urgency. I'm hearing it's almost like their mind is saying act or you'll lose her forever or you'll lose divine feminine forever, regardless of gender. Now, of course, that may not necessarily be the case. I'm not saying that's necessarily the truth of how you feel or of the situation, but that seems to be how they feel consciously. Like they're afraid if they don't take some kind of radical, impulsive action here, that they're feeling urgently pushed to, that somehow they're going to lose you. Now, of course, for some of you, that might be true. For others of you, that might not be the case. Only you can know for yourself personally. By the way, the reason that seems to scare them so much is because this is a masculine aware that if they do quote unquote lose you forever, which of course is a very dramatic way of saying it, but if they miss what they feel to be this chance to take action or to connect with you, they know your energy is going to linger with them forever. They know that they're always going to wonder about you or feel this love for you. So I am going to be reshuffling and channeling more into that love or into what they're thinking and feeling, as well as how they're feeling pushed into action by their higher self here. But while I'm shuffling, I also want to share with you my personal favorite tool for manifesting in my own life, and these are subliminals. I started using subliminals about 5 or 6 years ago now, and I stumbled across them when I was looking for manifestation techniques, and I tried many different techniques prior to using subliminals, like visualization, conscious traditional spoken affirmations, and things of that nature. But I found it very difficult to really lock in energetically on my specific goals and to begin really seeing movement in those directions. I almost felt like I was running in circles. And now I understand that that is because I was trying to utilize solely the conscious 5% of my mind to manifest, when actually there is this subconscious 95% of our thoughts that we aren't even fully aware of, but that actually are really the drivers of all of our behaviors in our lives. So when we access and reprogram that subconscious 95% of our thoughts, which of course is reflected in really being 95% of our overall energy, it's like this fast track to manifesting our desires, because we can really quickly begin to magnetize our energetic field for those desires. So when I started using subliminals, I began to see very quick results and shifts and changes in my life, and that has continued over the years. So I became so passionate about them that I recently created and launched my very own Subliminals app, Sound and Soulful. This has been such a life passion project for me, and I am so excited to be sharing it with you. I personally use this app every single day, and I'm so excited that so many of you are benefiting from it as well. If you haven't yet downloaded the app, then I will be leaving a direct link to it in the description box and the pinned comment under the video. You can click that link to be taken directly to the app in the app stores, where you can sign up for a 7-day free trial account and try it out completely free Within the app, I have created over 130 subliminals for essentially every area of life, although I am planning on continuing to add more and more of them in the future. But there are subliminals for love, relationships, appearance, mood, mindset, manifestation, and so much more. And for every subliminal, you can listen in 10 different background sound options. You can create your own custom private playlists, which is my personal favorite feature. And you can also read the affirmations on an affirmations card while you are listening. So specifically for this reading, I would most highly recommend my subliminal for love, Magnetism. This is my ultimate love subliminal in my opinion, because it is so powerful for deeply reprogramming your subconscious through all your 7 chakras to really make you magnetic for attracting in unconditional love experiences, interactions, and connections, not just romantically, but it's designed to help you cultivate self-love and attract more positive interactions from others, more positive opportunities in your life as well. And of course, it can be used specifically for love and romance to make you very magnetic in that regard. But regardless, this is in the love and relationships category on the app if you already have it downloaded. If not, you can download it again by clicking on the link in the description box or the pinned comment underneath this video. So right as I was finishing up speaking and sharing about my app there, I flipped over this tarot deck, and I guess it's actually an oracle deck in a sense. It's not traditional tarot, but the card at the bottom of the deck is potential. So what I see when something's at the bottom of the deck is this sense of it almost being subtle or hidden in some sense. So it's almost like a hidden potential or a masked potential here, a potential that you might not be fully consciously aware of. So this could be someone's own potential, you having this hidden potential you're becoming more aware of. This could be your person you're connected to becoming more aware of their own hidden potential. But what I'm feeling for most listening is this is the potential of this connection that is hidden because it hasn't even scratched the surface physically, meaning it's almost like consciously you may have no idea what the true potential of this connection could be physically if it were to fully live up to that potential. Now, of course, I never recommend to live or love solely based on potential because, of course, we are here having a human experience as a soul, and we are meant to be experiencing love in life to the fullest. Always follow your intuition in everything, but I do feel that there is this very strong soul potential here, and it's confirmed by the 4 of Wands. This is my most powerful card for really a love union or reunion, a coming together in a powerful way. And this is connected with the 10 of Pentacles. So there's a very abundant energy here as well. I'm seeing almost like this power couple energy. And it's interesting because I'm getting that the masculine here is actually somewhat sensing this potential consciously now. What they're getting is like, it's almost like I hear them say, you're the one divine feminine that I could imagine building a future with, creating this abundance with. They're sensing that the two of you could be like in their mind such a power couple here. But they're perceiving themselves as having been the fool in the reverse position, acting foolishly because they were afraid of the unknown, maybe impulsively or having poor judgment. So maybe they impulsively did or said something that they're worried may have interfered with your connection's ability to now align with this potential in the physical world. This is someone with Ace of Swords reversed. It's almost like if they did disconnect from you in some way, communication-wise, energetically, physically, which won't be for everyone, but if that did occur, then know that immediately when they made that choice or when they did that, there was this backlash of suddenly feeling as though I'm hearing the energetic high came down. Now, what I mean by that is they didn't realize consciously that connecting with you was bringing this influx of motivation, inspiration, positive energy into their life. I'm hearing you're my good luck charm. I'm not sure who that applies for. I'm also getting the letters J and O very strongly. This could be in someone's name. But it feels as though now they're suddenly feeling as though that energy just stopped. That energetic high that they were on through connecting with you has now come down. But in that time as well, truth is being exposed to them, whether that's the truth of how you and your energy really affected them in such a positive way and how unique and rare that is for them, or maybe it's the truth within themselves on how they acted impulsively to self-sabotage some kind of dynamic because they were afraid of getting their heart broken. Yeah, because all of a sudden it feels like everything's reversing for them with the Wheel of Fortune reversed. It's almost like suddenly things feel delayed. There feels like there's this disorder in their life. I feel like they may have jokingly thought of you as like a good luck charm, or kind of lightly and playfully recognize that you did have some kind of effect on them, but they didn't really take it that seriously until there's been this disconnection of some sort. And now they're realizing there was so much truth to that it wasn't just a joke or something playful, that you actually were feeding them energetically, subconsciously, just by being in their life, that your presence in their life was facilitating this positive energy, this heightened energy that was leading to the opening of opportunities, what they may have seen as positive circumstances, inspiration. They may have even called it good luck. That's coming up a lot in the reading. And now that there's been this disconnect, only now are they realizing just how true all of that was. I'm hearing it's not a joke anymore. I don't know why I'm getting that. Maybe this person was very light and playful just in general about your connection or about you. Or maybe they joked about certain things that now they're realizing aren't a joke, that they actually are feeling on a deeper level. So wow, this feels like a very deep reading. So I hope that some of these messages connected with someone listening. If you did feel a resonance with the reading, I would love to hear from you in the comments section under the video. Of course, if you resonate with me in a general sense, I would love for you to subscribe and be part of our beautiful community here on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself, where I post more energy updates, inspiration, and information. If you do want to download and try out my Subliminals app to start reprogramming your own subconscious mind and manifesting more of your desires in life, then the link to download the app is in the description box and the pinned comment underneath the video. Otherwise, I am sending you all so much love today. Have a beautiful remainder of your day, and I will connect with you here again in the next video.